Yeah. So I just want to start with a slogan that we learned in Detroit this past weekend. If anyone was there, please join me. 1, 2, 3. Fuck the bourgeoisie. 4, 5, 6. Fuck the bourgeoisie. Someone said a few weeks ago they want more swearing in these presentations, so like every other line. So I'm here to present about MayDay. As we all know, it's International Workers' Day. It's recognized across the world, but not here in the U.S. There's attempts by the bourgeoisie to cut off the U.S. labor movement from the international workers' movement. But the celebration has deep ties here, obviously. If you know about the Haymarket Affair in 1886, there were demonstrations for the 8-hour workday. An anonymous bomb was thrown. The police took it as a pretext to crack down on leaders of the workers' movement. And one of them reportedly, there were, I think, maybe 8 of them. Many of them were like hung and thrown in jail. And August Spies, one of them at the gallows, reportedly said his last words were, "We are the birds of the coming storm." And I have to say, this year, we are the storm. It's fucking coming. And I'm here to talk about everything that Workers' World is going to be doing this year. We had a call on Monday to touch base with all of the different chapters. And Baltimore, Philly, Detroit, Boston, Oakland, LA, San Diego, Houston, just to name a few chapters that are doing stuff this May Day. Here in New York City, we have a coalition. It's a great coalition. There's a lot of great groups in it. Students for Justice in Palestine, Hoods for Justice, New York City Against ICE, Samadoun, PSL, NYC Shut It Down, Domestic Workers United, I believe, and among many other groups. I'm sorry? Gabriella. And we settled on a slogan for our flyer. It's "Shut It Down, Strike to Defend Refugees, Migrants, and All Workers." And all of these different groups are going to be using that in their outreach. Some of the actions that we have planned as a party, we're hoping, along with our mass organizations, to hold anti-ICE actions and protests to urge solidarity with migrants and support for May Day this coming April 12th through the 15th, and we're encouraging that in cities throughout the country. Of course, we're also planning on putting together strike support committees for migrant workers who are going to be going on strike and may experience some retaliation from their employers. In Philadelphia, if I'm missing anything, just shout it out. I'll throw it on the mic. In Philadelphia, immigrant workers have already called for strikes, and Workers' World is organizing strike support committees to assist them. In Detroit, they're planning anti-ICE action in Port Huron in front of a ICE detention center. In Boston, the bus drivers union is not going to work and is urging the school districts to close that day. Los Angeles has some pretty cool stuff going on. Leading up to May Day, they have a caravan against fear. They're going to be traveling across the state with a coalition of labor, community, human rights, religious, civic, environmental, and other organizations in both the U.S. and Mexico to build support for May Day, but also to raise awareness about issues that many of the immigrant communities are facing. They're hoping to build relations and even participate in direct actions. They're also calling, this is Workers' World in LA, they're calling for a general strike and a march against Trump. No work, no shopping, no school, preserve DACA, stop deportation, sanctuary for all against the wall, and legalization for all. And they're also petitioning and asking others to sign this petition, the mayor and the LA City Council, to tell them that they're on notice, that we expect them to protect the right of people to join this important May Day event without fear of reprisal. North Carolina has a lot of great stuff going on that I'm happy to report about. They also have a coalition, Triangle Unity MayDay Coalition. Lots of different groups are part of that. Black Workers for Justice, Muslims for Social Justice, in addition to other progressive forces such as Organize 2020, which is a teachers union, Fight for 15 workers, and they are going to be organizing 2 MayDay actions. They're also helping to put together a Women's Fight Back Network. Women's Fight Back Network chapter recently formed by comrades and has brought together women, trans, and gender nonconforming leaders involved in other progressive organizations in the area. The Women's Fight Back Network chapter has resolved to create concrete support systems for women and mothers to be able to strike on MayDay. Currently, they're compiling legal... Yeah, right, give it up. This is awesome. Currently compiling legal resources. They're researching a hotline to be made available on May 1st, researching community spaces to coordinate childcare, ride shares, and meals during May Day. Also, the Durham Solidarity Center is in partnership with the coalition. They're planning a series of workshops and trainings leading up to May Day to prepare folks for the actions. They're doing political education and outreach, and they're trying to build key relations with political leaders in the area, which is all really, really cool. And then so that's the report about what is happening here. I just wanted to throw in that, this May Day, after what happened in Standing Rock and the violent evacuation of the area, that I just wanted to say that even though it's International Workers' Day, there's a really long history of May Day itself, and there's this book, The Incomplete, True, Authentic, and Wonderful History of May Day, written by Peter Linebaugh, and I just wanted to share a passage about one of the initial celebrations of May Day in the United States. Goes back to 1627, when Thomas Morton went against the Puritans at the time, who wanted to continue war against the native peoples. He wanted to work, trade, and enjoy life together with the natives. He envisioned life on abundance rather than scarcity. 3 years after arriving, he wanted to celebrate May Day with a giant maypole, and this is a quote from a colonial official. They set up a maypole, drinking and dancing about it many days, inviting the Indian women for their consorts, dancing, frisking together like so many fairies or furries, blah, blah, blah. Just really talking about this celebration of unity, and disparaging it. And then eventually Morton was teaching Indians how to use firearms, so as a means of defending themselves. The Puritan Miles Standish attacked and destroyed this early rainbow gathering. Morton was departed twice by the Puritans and twice exonerated in England. So this May Day festival goes way back. It's a festival of planting, fertility, germination. It's a community right of social reproduction. So there's a lot to think about today, especially as capitalism's just killing the planet, killing native peoples everywhere, as well as workers. So, we're fighting for all of them. So thank you. Build a workers' world.